You probably opened this video and thought, what new RBF? Am I talking about the Garmot RBF? No, no one plays that shit. I'm talking about the new Valencia RBF that recently came out on Global Lab. Let me backtrack 1 second to give you some context. Earlier this year, PA announced 2 new RBF maps coming out on August 19th and September, and we all know how that played out. One is supposed to be on Serendia, and the other one in Valencia City. And yeah, that was the first and last time this was mentioned until recently, where they finally released the Valencia RBF on Global Lab. Testing stuff on Global is a bit hard, so I asked people on stream to join me so we could get a somewhat realistic experience of what this RBF is going to be, and let me tell you, it was amazing. Nightmare in 5, Nightmare in 5, Nightmare in 3, Nightmare in 1, go. I'm insane! I'm actually solo. We have 5 points because everyone is focused on me. I am the greatest Valencia player of all time. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love this mod. I love this mod so much. What sets this RBF apart from the other two is that instead of being a deathmatch, it has actual objectives. Those familiar with Guild Wars 2 structured PvP will recognize this mode. It's your classic King of the Hill mode, where there's 5 different locations on the map, and you have to stand on top of them to capture them and generate points to win. I'm gonna just hold this, I suppose. How does it work? Okay, you go in, it charges up the bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm generating points now. If I leave, it stays. Okay, so you only have to capture it once. Pretty standard stuff, but pretty groundbreaking for BDO standards. You have your usual 2 teams, Red Desert and Black Desert, which spawn at the 2 opposite sides of the city. From the very start, you can already see a noticeable improvement compared to the other RBFs. The second you leave the spawn, you automatically get an evasion and AP buff, meaning that spawn camping is pretty much impossible. One of the first thoughts that I had when I heard about this mod was, what about DP builds? What if people just go full carpet mode and stand on points? Well, PA thought about this too. And if you are inside the point, you will receive a minus 200 evasion debuff and a minus 30% DR. I know it sounds very punishing for non-DP builds too, but from the few hours ahead of testing, it felt decently balanced. No one was immortal, but people weren't too squishy either. Another potential issue that I can see is ranged classes just blasting from the rooftops. And while this is definitely something to consider, I didn't feel like the ranged classes were particularly oppressive. It's too many people. I'm gonna go back mid. Yeah, they fucking yoinked mid as soon as we turned. Oh my god, we're actually... No, you walled the entrance! This guy is just better. I think it's some of the most fun I've had in PvP in quite some time. I actually created 2 voice channels on my Discord so people could join and coordinate around the map, and everyone had a blast. 4 people mid.
Midpoint?
Yeah.
Yeah, come in. And there is a Zerker also coming from us.
And
Dest is also close.
I got him. Blast, let's go! Mom! Get the camera!
Actually, I got them, but okay, it's fine.
Finally, having the chance to just hop on some PvP with your mates and have objective-based PvP to play around was something BDO was severely lacking, and I am so glad PA finally did something about it. Now, the mod is far from perfect, and I want to address some issues that I think need to be fixed before it comes out on the live servers. I think my biggest worry is PA releasing an unpolished mode that is gonna meet the same inevitable fate of the Garmot RBF. I actually think this is probably one of the biggest weaknesses of Pearl Abyss, releasing content, leaving it to die, and then being surprised no one plays it. The fact that probably each and every one of you is probably thinking of 10 different type of contents kinda proves my point, I think. First of all, it would be nice if the capturable locations were either numbered or had different letters. It would help the team play tremendously, and you don't have to come up with different names for each location that some people might not understand. It kinda reminded me of the first time I played CSGO, and people were telling me to go banana, and I was like, what the fuck does it mean to go banana? Anyway, this is a minor change that I think would have a pretty big impact. Moving to more serious issues, I think the biggest problem with the Valencia RBF is the fact that people can freely capture the points while being on a building on top of them. Wait! No! Wait! No! Wicked, get down! No! End lave! End lave! while I can see certain areas, like this one, not being too much of a problem since the rooftop is easily accessible from other locations. Some other areas, like this pillar here, should absolutely not be used for holding a point. To make matters worse, the people holding these points won't even get the tankiness debuff, meaning that there is nothing stopping a full DP Mystic or Striker to just hold on top forever. Another potential issue that I see is capturing a point takes just a few seconds. Maybe this problem won't even exist when the RBF is filled with players. But we had a few occasions where one player was just roaming around the map and solo capping everything. And sadly, I have to admit, as a Sorc player, iframes are a bit too broken for holding points. Okay, experiment? No! Terrible design! Terrible design! Terrible design. Oh lord. Iframe. And there's nothing they can do! It's 3 of them in the point, there's nothing they can do! Okay, they can do that when I get out. I had occasions where I could solo hold a point for a solid minute against 4 or 5 people just by rotating Nightmare and iframes. If I could do this alone, I am sure that 2 or 3 Sorcs could permanently hold one single point without any issue. One potential fix for this would be adding a 2-second cooldown where if the player is iframing inside the capture point, the enemy starts to capture it. So you're incentivized to actually fight for it instead of being an iframey ret. Last but absolutely not least is the problem that not only this RBF has, but the entire game of Black Desert has, which is no fun allowed. Why is that everything that is remotely fun in this game not rewarding whatsoever? Do Koreans have a strict policies against having fun? Node Wars and Siege? Some people might argue they're not really fun, but yeah, you barely break even with consumables even when you end up winning. Shadow Arena? Well, that was too much fun, had to be removed from the game. Yar? Well, I always have fun playing Yar, that's why it literally gives 0 rewards. This RBF is not different, it gives the same exact rewards as the normal RBF. And that's honestly pathetic. It gets even more frustrating when you start thinking about all the possibilities. They could add unique cosmetics as a reward for trading RBF medals, maybe PvP related stuff like consumables and whale pots, or just give Kafras and silver. Is PA really that afraid of making PvP even slightly rewarding? Running around smacking orcs? 700 million an hour, oh that's fine, but God forbid making PvP even remotely lucrative. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm just yelling at clouds. I doubt PA will actually do something about this. But hey, they say letting your emotions out is good. I don't wanna complain, I just want to see BDO be the best game it can be. If you want to try this new RBF, but you can't access Global Lab because of region lock, then consider using the VPN Surfshark using code HIDDEN to get an 83% discount and supporting the channel at the same time. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next video or on stream. Kisses. Do you know if kills are counting?
Not
What
sure,
the fuck is
actually.
Kisses?